Sean's Test Bench. Today I have the Sims Custom PC in the studio. I built this computer about 2 years ago. It was long before I was filming computer builds. I have pictures of it, but I never had any video footage of it. So it's back in the studio getting an upgrade. At the time this computer was built, the customer did not want an SSD installed in it. Now the customer would like an SSD installed in it. So I picked up a Lite-on 128 gigabyte solid state drive, and this will be for the operating system and any of the programs that are installed on this computer. All the storage will remain on the 1 terabyte storage drive. Let's bring the camera in closer and I'll take the cover off of this and start tearing into it, and we're going to get down to where I'm going to install this SSD in that. Let's get started on that right now. Okay, let's start by powering it down. And now we'll take the thumb screws out of the sides of the case. There are 4 thumb screws holding this front cover on. Okay, the front cover slides off like this, and there's a lighting wire right here that needs removed. And that's the inside of the case, the front cover. Set that down here. Okay, the SSD will be going behind the motherboard tray. So I'll have to be removing the motherboard just to get to the space where the SSD is going to live. Okay, let's get these covers off the top and the bottom. And then I'll be laying the case down to pull the motherboard on and the motherboard tray off. Taking this top cover off exposes I made a deflector that drives the air down across the motherboard. Okay, let's start by unplugging all the connections to the motherboard. I believe I can leave the motherboard on the tray. I just need to pull the tray off. So let's pull the screws out of the tray. And there's the motherboard on its tray. Okay, I dug out the wiring I needed. I needed the SATA ports for the power. The SSD, I believe I'm just going to double side tape right here to the top of the hard drive. Okay, let's run a SATA cable for that SSD. Okay, let's go ahead and reinstall the motherboard. Okay, let's put the screws back in the motherboard tray. Alright, let's start plugging all the wires back in. HD audio, 4-pin CPU power, 24-pin, actually I think this goes first, my fan connector. Okay, all the wiring's back together. Everything seems to be connected. Let's stand it up. Oh, kind of heavy. Let's plug it in and let's power it up. Okay, let's start this up, push delete, and get into MSI's BIOS. And let's get her to post. Okay, there we are. Let's put the cover back on it and install Windows, and I'll bring it back in. Okay, I installed Windows 8.1 back on it on the SSD like the customer had. I didn't want to change the operating system on them, so we just went back with a fresh install, Windows 8.1 Pro, and everything is up and running and back to the way it was. Now it's on an SSD. It's going to be much faster, way more responsive. It's going to be actually like a whole new computer almost. That's the difference of an SSD makes on the operating system. And there we are. It's a file for the screensaver. It's just a file full of Sims pictures, and that's what displays. It changes every 10 seconds on the desktop. So thank you for joining me while I did this SSD upgrade, and I hope you like the Sims custom computer. I'm still working on the server, and it's coming along pretty good. I've got all the design engineering, a lot of the modifications to the case are already done. That video will be coming out very shortly. So thank you for watching Sean's Test Bench, and have a good day.